Imagine this for a moment. It's the third day of the month. You walk to your mailbox like you always do. You're expecting your Social Security deposit confirmation, but instead, there's a plain white envelope from the Social Security Administration. You open it, your hands start to shake. The letter says you were overpaid. It says they're going to take money out of your next check, maybe half of it, maybe more. Your stomach drops. You think about your rent, your groceries, your prescriptions, your electric bill. You think, how am I going to survive next month? And the worst part, you didn't do anything wrong. You followed every rule. You reported every change. And still, this letter shows up at your door. If you are a retiree right now, listening to me, please don't turn this video off, because what I'm about to tell you could be the difference between keeping your full check next month or losing half of it for the next 2 or 3 years. Hello, my friend. I am June, a senior policy analyst and retirement finance expert. Here on Retirement Tax and Law Pro, my only job is to take these confusing government rules and break them down so you, sitting at home, can actually protect your money. Today, we are going to talk about the Social Security clawback rule that has changed 3 times in the last 2 years. I'm going to tell you exactly what the rule says right now. I'm going to show you the 2 official forms that can stop the clawback in its tracks. And I'm going to give you 3 clear steps you can take this week to protect every single dollar of your benefit. But please, stay with me until the very end, because there is one hidden mistake. A mistake that 9 out of 10 seniors make when they get this letter. And that one mistake can cost you thousands of dollars. I'll reveal it near the end of this video, and I don't want you to miss it. Let me tell you about Robert. Robert is 71 years old. He lives in a small 2-bedroom house in Ohio. His wife passed away 4 years ago, and now he lives alone with his old golden retriever, Max. Robert worked for 43 years as a delivery driver. He paid into Social Security every single paycheck. Today, his retirement benefit is his lifeline, about $1,950 a month. That's it. That's what he lives on. Last spring, Robert picked up a small part-time job at the local hardware store, just 2 days a week. Nothing fancy. He wanted a little extra money for his grandkids at Christmas. And honestly, he was tired of being alone in the house all day. He called Social Security and told them about the job. He thought he did everything right. He went back to his routine. Then, 11 months later, the letter came. The Social Security Administration said Robert had been overpaid by $4,200. Apparently, the income he reported was logged into the wrong system. A clerk made a mistake, but the letter didn't care whose mistake it was. The letter said his benefits would be reduced by 50% starting in 30 days. Robert sat at his kitchen table and cried. 50% of his check is almost $1,000. He couldn't pay his mortgage on what was left. He couldn't pay for Max's heart medication. He didn't know what to do. He thought the letter was final. He thought he had no choice. He thought he had to just accept it and figure out how to survive. But Robert was wrong. He had rights. He had protections. He had options. He just didn't know about them. And that, my friend, is exactly why I'm making this video for you today. Now, let me explain what's actually happening with this rule, because there's been a lot of confusion and a lot of scary headlines floating around online. Here's the truth, straight from the Social Security Administration's own press releases. Back in March of 2024, Social Security had a kind rule. If they overpaid you, they could only take back 10% of your monthly check. That gave seniors breathing room. Then, on March 7, 2025, the acting commissioner of Social Security announced a brand new policy. They said they were going to take back 100% of your monthly check until the overpayment was repaid. That's right, the entire check, gone. $0 deposited. The public outcry was enormous. AARP fought back. Members of Congress spoke up. Disability advocates demanded change. And on April 25, 2025, Social Security quietly walked it back. They sent an internal emergency message to their staff. The new default clawback rate was set at 50% of your check, not 100%, 50%. So let me be very clear with you, because I will not lie to you on this channel. The headline you've been seeing, 100% clawback, is not the current rule. The current rule, as published on SSA.gov today, is 50% of your Social Security retirement, survivor, family, or disability check. For SSI recipients, the rate stays at just 10%. But here's why this still matters. 50% is still 5 times harsher than the 2024 rule. For Robert, that's $975 disappearing from his check every single month. For some seniors, this withholding lasts for years. And here's the part nobody is telling you. Most of these so-called overpayments, they are not the fault of the retiree. The Social Security Office of Inspector General reported in July 2024 that improper payments make up less than 1% of all benefits paid out, and most of those are caused by errors inside the agency itself. Clerks, computer systems, lost paperwork, you get punished for their mistake. That's the reality. Now let me show you exactly what to do if this letter ever lands in your mailbox, or even better, what to do right now so you're prepared before it ever happens. There are 3 forms you need to know about. Write these down. Pause the video if you have to. The first form is SSA-632-BK. This is called the Request for Waiver of Overpayment Recovery. You use this form when the overpayment was not your fault, and paying it back would cause you real financial hardship. If Social Security approves your waiver, the debt is completely wiped out. Gone. You owe nothing. And here is the best part. There is no deadline to file this waiver. You can file at any time. The second form is SSA-634. This is called the Request for Change in Overpayment Recovery Rate. You use this form when you accept that you owe the money, but you cannot afford to lose 50% of your check. You can ask Social Security to lower the withholding to an amount you can actually live with. Maybe $50 a month, maybe $100, whatever fits your budget. This is your primary tool to protect your monthly income. The third form is SSA-561. This is the request for reconsideration, or what most people call an appeal. You use this form when you believe Social Security made a mistake. Maybe you weren't actually overpaid. Maybe the amount is wrong. You have 60 days from the date of the notice to file this appeal. And here is the most important sentence from Social Security's own press release. I want you to remember this. The agency does not pursue recoveries while an initial appeal or waiver is pending. That means the moment you file one of these forms, the clawback stops. They cannot take your money while your case is being reviewed. That is your legal shield. That is your protection. And nobody is going to tell you about it unless you ask. Now, here are the 3 exact actions I want you to take. Today, this week. Don't wait. Step 1. The moment you receive any letter from the Social Security Administration, do not throw it away. Do not assume it's a scam. Do not put it in a drawer and forget about it. Open it, read it, note the date on the letter. That date starts your clock. You have 30 days before any clawback begins and 60 days to file a formal appeal. Every single day matters. Step 2. Call Social Security directly at 1-800-772-1213 or visit your local Social Security office. Do not call any number you found on Google or in a random text message. Scammers are everywhere right now. Use only the official number. Tell them you received an overpayment notice and you want to request a waiver, a lower recovery rate, or an appeal. You can also download the forms directly from ssa.gov. Always go to the real website. Type it in yourself. Step 3. Keep copies of everything. Every letter from Social Security. Every form you submit, every pay stub, every bank statement, every receipt of correspondence. If you mail a form, send it certified mail with a return receipt. If you submit it online through your My Social Security account, take a screenshot. Documentation is your best friend when dealing with any federal agency. Now, I promised you a hidden mistake, the one mistake that costs seniors thousands of dollars. Here it is. The biggest mistake is staying silent, doing nothing. Assuming the letter is final, assuming you have no rights. Most seniors who lose money to this clawback never file a waiver. They never file an appeal. They never even call the 1-800 number. They just accept it. They cut back on food. They skip medications. They suffer in silence. And meanwhile, Form SSA-632-BK is sitting right there, free, available to download, capable of wiping out the entire debt if you qualify. But nobody fills it out because nobody told them they could. Now you know, and now you can act. Robert, the gentleman I told you about earlier, after he learned about Form SSA-632-BK, he filed the waiver. He explained that the error was on Social Security's end. He showed his monthly budget. He proved the hardship. 6 weeks later, the entire $4,200 debt was wiped clean, not reduced, erased. He kept max. He kept his house. He kept his dignity. That is what knowledge does. That is what these forms can do for you. So here's my final word to you, my friend. Please, please do not rely on YouTube notifications to keep you informed about your benefits. The algorithms change, videos get buried, important alerts never reach you. Social Security rules shift quietly, sometimes in internal memos that the public never sees. Bookmark SSA.gov, bookmark AARP.org. Set up a free My Social Security account at ssa.gov/myaccount and check it once a month. Read every letter the moment it arrives. Talk to your spouse, your children, or a trusted friend about your benefits, so someone else knows your situation in case something happens to you. And if this video helped you today, do me one favor. Share it with one other senior you know, just one. Maybe a neighbor, maybe a sibling, maybe somebody at your church, because the next letter that goes out from Social Security could land in their mailbox and they need to know what to do. I am June. This is Retirement Tax and Law Pro. Stay informed, stay protected. And I will see you in the next video.